Digging around. I got my spade, I got my hoe, I got my rake, and I'm ready to go.
G'day and welcome to Spring in WA. I'm Trevor Cochrane. The Garden Gurus have got some brilliant hints for you this week on how to garden successfully here. And how stunning is this? Here's what's coming up on today's show.
Today, I'm going to show you the basics of aquaponics.
Today, I'm going to show you how to look after your soil this summer. A healthy, well-maintained lawn adds a great deal to a garden. Lawns will provide a cooling buffer against the hardscape features, as well as acting as a natural air conditioner during the warmer months. They are also the very best playing surface for active kids and pets. But to keep a lawn looking great and growing well requires regular, targeted maintenance. The most pressing maintenance requirement of any lawn is mowing, and the key to mowing is consistency. Mowing should be done on a regular basis, so no more than a third of the leaf height is removed at any one cut. Some lawns will also require dethatching. This is a process where a large amount of old, dense foliage or thatch is removed, taking the lawn down to virtually the root system. Dethatching may need to be done once every 2 to 3 years. Removing the thatch will help with water penetration and may even prevent some fungal diseases. Dethatching is normally a job left to professional lawn care experts, but it is something the keen amateur can have a go at. The lawn irrigation system needs to be managed to suit the climatic and seasonal conditions. The best time to water is in the morning, allowing the water to soak into the soil and then to be available to the lawn during the warmth of the day. Remember, watering is only allowed once on each of your rostered watering days, either before 9 AM or after 6 PM. To get the best value out of your water, you need to apply a wetting agent 3 times a year. Once in early spring, once in early summer, and then again in early autumn. The wetting agent will overcome any water repellency issues and make sure the water soaks right through to the grass roots where it's needed. Healthy lawns need to be fed. A complete controlled release lawn fertiliser is best and should be applied every 2 months during the warmer weather. Always follow the manufacturer's application instructions and never over-fertilise. Excessive fertiliser can end up in our waterways and cause all sorts of problems. Plus, it's simply a waste of money. Regular and targeted maintenance will keep your lawn growing well and looking great while using minimal water and fertiliser. For more great information on keeping your lawn growing well, visit the Water Corporation website.
Kings Park is full of stunning wildflowers. Not all of them are easy to get your hands on. This is a good example. This is a Grevillea petrophylloides. Now, it's absolutely stunning. This form magnifica has these beautiful flowers that attract bees and birds from all over the place. But getting your hands on the plant, it's really difficult. It's not one you're going to find in your local garden centre. For more information, just check out our website.
The popularity of aquaponics is continuing to increase as it proves over and over again a great way to grow edible fish and plants at home. Even for those people that have a brown thumb, you can almost guarantee success with growing leafy greens and herbs with aquaponics. And what could be cooler than growing your own silver perch, trout or barramundi? The minimum that you need for an aquaponics system is going to be a pond that holds water and the fish, a grow bed with growing medium with the plants, and a pump to move the water. It'll be simple and easy, and it can be on any size or scale. The size of the pond you select is going to be dictated by how much space you've got and how many fish you want to grow. A small one like this, really, you're looking at 5 to 8 silver perch, absolute maximum. But if you wanted some goldfish, then really, you could have up to 20. The next decision you need to make is how big you want your grow bed to be. This is a perfect size for a compact system. But if the emphasis for you is going to be more on growing vegetables, then you can make it as big as you wish. When it comes to the growing medium, you have 2 choices, coarse gravel or what's widely considered the best option, expanded clay. It's lightweight and friable, and its pitted surface makes a great place for beneficial bacteria to grow. The pump size and flow rate is going to be directly related to the size of the system that you choose. If in doubt, go and see your local pond specialist. They will give you the right advice. There are 2 main methods for the delivery of water into your grow bed. You can use flood and drain, which when the pump intermittently fills the grow bed to the brim with water, and then gravity will drain the water back down into the main pond. Or you can have it on a constant flow, which means the pump is running 24 hours a day and there's a light trickle of water running through the grow bed, just like hydroponics. Now it's time to fill up the pond. If you want to put fish in straight away, you can, but make sure you condition the water first. Turn the pump on and then it's on to planting. Today, I've selected flat leaf parsley and some strawberries, and make sure you wash off all the soil off the roots before you plant. As a quick tip, when water gets warmer, it holds less oxygen. So depending on how many fish you have in your pond, you may want to consider putting in an aerator. Aquaponics really is an investment in your future health. There are so many different ways you can do it and so many different methods. But I think in the end, the simplest one is going to be the best. That way, we'll be guaranteed to turn your brown thumb into a green one.
If there's one thing that all West Aussie gardeners can be sure of, it's that the summer ahead will be long, hot and dry. And if we want our precious gardens to thrive, not merely survive these trying times ahead, we have to do everything we can to help the soil. One of the simplest, easiest and most effective ways to soften the blow of summer in our gardens is to mulch. Mulch will effectively act as a sunscreen or insulation blanket for our soil, protecting it from the extremes of summer heat, keeping it cooler and greatly slowing evaporation. Mulch should be applied at the rate of 50 to 100 millimetres thick, remembering to thin it out around the base of the plants. It's important to realise that not all mulches are the same. The very best mulches, like Bailey's Moisture Mulch, are made of coarse, irregular particle sizes. This allows the water from your sprinklers or rainfall to pass quickly through it and into the soil below, where it's actually needed. Non-water-wise mulches tend to be soft and fluffy and will eventually form an impenetrable water-absorbent barrier on the surface of your soil, preventing water movement through it and into the soil below. In some cases, they will actually absorb water out of your soil, doing more harm than good. Waterwise mulches, like Bailey's Moisture Mulch, come with the Waterwise and Smart Approved watermark symbols on the bag. These symbols let you know they've been designed with WA conditions in mind. When applied correctly, a top quality mulch like this one will help smother out weed seeds, preventing weed growth and saving you a lot of work in the long run. An important point to remember is that you should avoid applying mulch to dry soil. If your garden bed soil is dry or water repellent, it pays to apply soil amendments and a wetting agent first. That way your soil will be in great condition and the mulch will then protect it and help maintain that great condition. Waterwise mulch is your garden's best friend. It does so much to protect your soil by reducing moisture loss, slowing down weed growth and protecting against erosion from wind and water. Your plants will be far less stressed, you'll save water and your garden will look great. For more information, go to watercorporation.com.au.
If you're looking for some beautiful plant photographs this spring, get the flowers of the Kangaroo paws. They are just stunning. There's lots of different colours and different types, including that rare black kangaroo paw from the Midwest of Western Australia. Absolutely stunning, and this is the time of the year to chase them for photos. Now, I love a good gardening idea, particularly when it makes gardening easier and more successful. And when it comes to composting and recycling kitchen waste, well, I love a really good compost bin. And there's one I've discovered in my local Waldeck store that's WA made and sensational. This is an Alliance Mouldings compost bin, and yes, they are a local WA company, manufacturing a very cleverly designed composting system that looks great, but more importantly, works exceptionally well. It comes in two sizes, a larger 360-litre bin with 2 chambers and a smaller 220-litre bin, ideal for the smaller sized home. These bins are just sensational. For a start, they're made of UV-treated recycled plastic, and they're big, thick, tough bins. They can take a knock or two. Now, the type of composter, well, it's quite unique. This is what we call an aerobic composting system. No, you don't have to jump up and down to get this to work. All you have to do is turn the bin a couple of times a day, and the bacteria that are inside, a special type, proliferate in that airy environment. They break down all the green matter, turning it into a sensational compost within about 6 weeks. The other thing is, this is a sealable unit. Once you've added materials to it, you simply screw the lid on, and that means no nasties. The dual chamber allows you to start a new batch whilst the first batch is breaking down and maturing. It's a great way to get a continuous supply of compost for the garden. If you're wondering whether this is a good investment or not, well, let me tell you, it is a real investment in your garden. A bag of compost is going to cost you around $10. So work it out. Every 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to get at least 2 bags worth. So in 12 months, this beautiful compost tumbler is going to deliver you, well, a great return on investment. That is garden gold. Alliance Mouldings are innovative, if nothing else. They have some great products for home gardeners, like these raised garden beds, a cost-effective way to lift the veggies you grow at home to a height that makes gardening so much easier on the back. Now, the thing about this is you use all that compost out of your compost bin. All that stuff that would have been waste and gone to landfill, it makes the best growing medium for these fantastic edible plants. The thing I love about these beds the most is they are durable, they look fantastic, but they're actually made out of recycled plastic. Some clever person has stopped it going to landfill, gone and converted it into these fantastic beds that will last forever. It's a terrific idea.
In our hot Mediterranean climate, water is an absolutely vital resource. And here in WA, a significant proportion of our domestic water use goes in the garden. So the importance of using it wisely and effectively cannot be overstated. A big problem for many gardeners is hydrophobic or water repellent soil. This is where the water simply won't soak into the ground. Instead, it sits on the surface, pools and runs off and is ultimately wasted. An effective tool against water repellency and the associated water wastage is a good quality wetting agent. Wetting agents will break down the waxes and oils that cause the beading effect associated with this problem and allow the water to move through into the soil and the root zone of your plants where it is needed. Bailey's GrowSorb is a professional standard wetting agent made in WA for WA conditions. Bailey's have been manufacturing and supplying quality products for 4 generations. In fact, almost 90 years, so they know WA's challenging gardening conditions all too well. When applied at the correct rate, GrowSorb will also improve fertiliser efficiency by channeling water and the nutrients it carries to the root zone of your plants for better absorption. Safe and easy to apply, GrowSorb is non-toxic. It will not contaminate soil, waterways or even living organisms. GrowSorb has proven longevity, so you only need to apply it twice a year and it will still remain effective. GrowSorb will improve water retention in gardens, lawns and even potted plants. Bailey's products meet the stringent criteria required to allow them to carry the Smart Approved and Waterwise logos. GrowSorb is no different. It has been shown to be highly effective in our unique and testing conditions, so it can be used with confidence. Making the best use of water in our gardens has never been more important, and quality WA-made products like GrowSorb make this easier. Cutting water runoff and surface pooling will save water and cut fertiliser waste and ultimately will lead to a healthier, more resilient garden.
If there was one place I'd suggest you visit this spring, it's Kings Park. Last week, I shared some of its history and one of my favourite places to visit, Rowe Gardens. But this week, I thought I'd share a little more. The area around Aspects, the cafe and the restaurant is just truly stunning this time of the year. And if you've ever thought about going to one of those flower shows like Floriada in Canberra or even the one in Holland and checking out the tulip displays, make sure you check this out first. I've got to say, I think this is better. The diversity of shape and form of the flowers, the incredible colour parade of them this time of the year, it's just amazing. I think it's a lot better. Plants to look out for include the stunning kangaroo paws, uniquely West Australian plants, loved worldwide for their free-flowering form. There's our local emblem, the red and green kangaroo paw, which tends to be best grown as an annual. It grows steadily from seed, and if you want to be a parochial West Aussie and grow some at home, you can buy them as seedlings in Sunnyvale punnets. Treat them much like you would any other normal flowering annual. They love sandy, free-draining soils and bright, sunny positions. There are hundreds of varieties of hybrid kangaroo paws available these days, and the whole idea behind it was to breed bigger and better plants with more variety in colour. A lot of that was done for the cut flower industry, but it's also been done to improve the plant's performance in home gardens, beating problems like ink disease, which is still fairly common, but it's a lot less of a problem these days for home gardeners. Modern breeding has developed more robust plants able to withstand this disease So they're a good purchase, and now's the time to be planting them in your garden. A new Kangaroo pot has just been released to celebrate the WA Botanic Gardens 50th anniversary. Anniversary Gold is a sunny yellow variety and will be blooming brightly at the John Forrest Memorial Roundabout throughout September. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they grow kangaroo paws is treating them like some rare bush plant. They're not. They're an incredibly hardy plant. They'll grow really well in a free draining soil, and you should treat them like you would any other flowering plant in the garden. When the flowers are finished, cut them off down near the base. They'll produce more of them. In fact, cut them off when they're in flower and put them in a vase. It's even better. Feed them on a regular basis. A controlled release plant food is always good, and a little liquid plant food this time of the year really stimulates more flower. They're sensational. Planting in large groups can be an extremely effective way to display, but scattering plants amongst many other native flowering species is a very natural way to display these beautiful plants. The great thing about visiting Kings Park is that you can explore both options, as they show displays using both ways, allowing you to work out what works best for you. Now, if you've fallen in love with West Australian plants, you want to have a garden full of them, but you're not sure how to do it, well, Kings Park have a sensational masterclass taught by one of the volunteer master gardeners here every Wednesday between 10 and 11 a.m. You want to check it out. It's at the Zamia Cafe, and you can follow it up with a fantastic cup of coffee afterwards.
You know, you got to feel sorry for kids growing up in the new Perth McMansion. And look, it can be filled with the fanciest gadgets and the biggest plasma screen TV that you can buy. But none of this is going to give kids the truly exhilarating and utterly indispensable experience of being out in nature. More and more research from around the world is showing us that kids disconnected from easy and exciting access to nature are going to struggle to develop. It's only regular and rewarding experiences in natural settings that can help kids develop the physical, mental and emotional skills and the resilience that they're going to need to cope in the rough and tumble, fast and furious modern world. What I wanted to show you are some of the principles you can follow at home to give your kids that all-important connection. Now, you can start with something as simple as a grow bag, so that even if you are 30 stories up in the air, you can still give your kids a chance to get their hands dirty, grow some plants, and develop that all-important connection to nature. In my garden, I try to incorporate as many different elements as I can to entice the kids to drop the screen time and replace it with some serious green time. You can see we have everything from the sandpit with plenty of water so the kids can make the obligatory mud pie, a trampoline, a treehouse for escaping the world and making up stories, chooks and veggies to remind them that food comes from the ground and not from packets, and even a fire pit to toast marshmallows and transport them away from the concrete jungle. But before I can show you any of these amazing nature play spaces, let's see what's coming up on 9 News. And what about this for a play space? This is one of the new breeds of nature play parks that are springing up all over Perth. Gone is the plastic fantastic, and back in bold are the materials that kids actually want to play with. Things like sand and logs and rocks and trees, hills, valleys, all the perfect ingredients to help your kids rediscover the ancient and vital art of natural play. Throw in a few used materials like old wharf rope, tractor tyres, and you have a great way to reduce landfill whilst creating a great park that gives kids a chance to explore, lose themselves, and most importantly, test and stretch in a safe yet challenging natural setting. Remember, it's only by taking a few calculated risks that kids build confidence and that all-important, life-affirming resilience. You're going to find more and more of these amazing parks springing up in your schoolyards and your local parks. And if you want more information, just go to the Nature Play website. They've got heaps of ideas and activities to bring out the wild and the natural side in your kids. Check it out.
Well, that's it for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed Spring in the Garden right here in WA. We're back next week with another brilliant program. I'm Trevor Cochran. We'll look forward to seeing you then right here on Channel 9 Perth.